Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a very quick follow-up regarding the save corruption data ongoing issue happening for both base Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on the PC side of things. Players have begun once again to report that after the holidays, pretty much a lot of people decided to jump in since the game has been heavily discounted on the PC Steam store, and it seems like the save corruption data situation is starting to rear its ugly head again. If you've heard me talk about this before already, that is because I have. I've made 3 separate videos on this trying to get Capcom's attention. I've reached out to other bigger content creators on the Monster Hunter community to talk about this. Whether they have or not, I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily keep up with what other people are doing, but simply put, I'm trying to get Capcom to pay attention to this. I've reached out to them directly from the Capcom creator side of things to see if they can actually get this forwarded to whoever needs to look into it, of course, presumably the Japanese developers, and finally get a solution on the PC Steam side of things, since players continue to report both on subreddits, both on Discord, both on Twitter. My goodness, I've had people direct message me on like Twitter and stuff, just tell me like, hey, can you talk about this? Can you address this? I've seen multiple, almost dozens and dozens of threads regarding the same topic, and I still can't believe that by 2023, we're still dealing with this almost a year after the launch of base Monster Hunter Rise, which had this issue originally. They kind of fixed it, and then when Sunbreak came out and they decided to add the second free title update, I believe that was update 12.00, the save corruption issue kind of became more prevalent in Sunbreak once again. And now that more people are starting to pick up the game on Steam as it's been heavily discounted, of course, it's starting to happen to even more brand new players. Compiled on top of that, of course, we know that in just a few days, the PC Windows version of this game is going to be launching. And we, of course, expect there to be the same build that you have on PC Steam, but there to be on Windows PC. Like, it's going to be the same build. So players who, once again, decide to pick up that Windows version, chances are you might end up crossing the same path that others have seen. So we're going to try to get you to make sure, at the very least, to have some sort of solution for this. There's no direct one-on-one answer that is going to be universally working for everyone. That is just simply not the case. There are plenty of pseudo solutions and suggestions, but there's no one direct solution. So we're going to be talking about them in this video. And I'll make a quick clarification that on the Nintendo Switch side of things, people have reported that they have had save corruption issues. However, of course, if you have a Nintendo Switch Online and you are playing Monster Hunter or Monster Hunter Rise or Sunbreak online on the Nintendo Switch already, you have access to cloud saves. Therefore, you should just be able to download that version from the Nintendo Switch, cloud storage, whatever, and you should be able to download that. You should be ready to go. Now, on the PC side of things, you also have access to cloud saves, but the situation here is that it seems to be getting corrupted directly in the same format that basically the local version that you have on your PC is getting corrupted. So when you try to log in, the issue that you see here is presented as the image right there. There was a problem loading the save data. Please wait while we reboot the game. So usually what happens is that the game will reboot itself, or you manually just tell it no, and then it will just reboot on its own. It just kind of like turn off, and then you can like reboot it again. Used to be that the option right there, or would you like to create a new save data instead? It used to be that the toggleable option used to be yes. This was before the 13.00 update. After the 13.00 update on Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, they decided to change that toggle to no, because they realized that the ongoing issue was that a lot of people would just simply overwrite without actually knowing, because they're just spamming the button to continue, press E to confirm or whatever, or like if you're using a controller, circle or X, and they're not necessarily reading the prompts that are happening on the screen. And next thing you know, if you overwrite, you're completely done. There's nothing you can do. Even if you have cloud save backed up, it's just gonna like overwrite the brand new version. It's just gonna overwrite whatever old version you had, and then you're basically screwed. So what they did was they changed the toggle to no, so you no longer automatically could smash your way into getting override your old save data, but they didn't necessarily address the issue of how it is that you can actually keep your old save data. Now, earlier in this video, I mentioned that there's pseudo solutions for this, and there's one real surefire way for you to kind of not necessarily lose all your progress, and that's just simply put manual backup saves. Now on Steam, and of course like all PCs, you can go into the folders, you can create a manual copy of your game files, store that somewhere else. If you do that, I know it's a pain in the butt. Trust me, I'm not saying that this is like the best solution, but it is probably the only optional solution that probably will save you a lot of headaches. Because if you lose 100, 200, 300, 1,000 hours of your character save, no one wants to see that. That is not fun, and it has happened to plenty of people. So if the best you can do is back up your save data every 5 to 10 hours of you playing the game, and you back it up manually, if that's the best solution you could come up with, then probably just go ahead and take it so you don't necessarily lose all of your progress. And the way for you to be able to have access to the direct save in the local Steam or PC side of things for you, and the best way to actually go about it in a safe manual effort before you ever run into this sort of crash, error, bug, there was an article from game.ko. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below. This is what I mentioned in one of my previous videos, and probably the most safest way for you to be able to go ahead and have a backed up save manual copy of your save file is that all you simply have to do is disable the Steam Cloud options right out of the gate. So if you're logged into your game, everything is working fine, you have no issues whatsoever, go ahead and disable Steam Clouds by going into your library on the Steam client. So this will be your Steam launcher. Right click on the Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, launcher toggleable where it says play game or launch. Select the properties, go into general, go into Steam Cloud, and remove the check mark. The check mark is like a confirmation. If you have it toggled on, that means that the game will continually back up the save data no matter what into the cloud. But if you turn it off, then you should be able to safely go ahead and store a manual copy onto your PC, again in another folder. You could back it up. You could do this again every 5 to 10 hours, maybe once a week. So you just don't necessarily ever worry about losing your save data. But if you do, you're not losing too much. And that is pretty much the point, because that is probably the best solution we have available there. The next step would be to go ahead and delete the save data from your local files. However, in order for you to be able to do that, you need to make sure you have a copy already made. So in order for you to be able to have a copy, all you need to do is go into your C drive, D drive, E drive, whichever drive you saved on Steam, not the launcher for the game, but Steam, program files, the Steam, user data, whatever your user ID is, and then the code. If you're playing base Monster Hunter Rise, is 144678. You should be able to see a bunch of code for different games, and if you find the one finishing at 6780, chances are that is base Monster Hunter Rise. If you have Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, your code should be 144678. You just look for 6781. That should be the save file for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. 80 for Rise, 81 for Sunbreak. Take that copy, paste it somewhere else. Make sure you maybe have 4 extra copies so you don't necessarily worry about it. Store that somewhere else, and then in that specific directory, program file, Steam, user base, user data, user ID, and the numbers 6780 or 6781, you can go ahead and delete that version of it. Then what you're going to do is basically go ahead and launch the game after that happens. And the save cloud function should be able to be enabled at that point in time. So all you simply did just now is pretty much delete the local version save that you had, and the game is going to try to first pick up the cloud version save that you had. Now, this has been a very hit or miss thing for a lot of people, because it says, for a lot of people have said like, yes, it like downloaded the cloud version, which was working just fine, and then it was just able to restore itself. But a lot of people have said, nope, the cloud version was also corrupted. It kept giving me the error. It just forced me to make a new save. But if you just so happen to have backed up your save a few hours prior in that same directory, what you can do is just go ahead and drop in your old save data that you saved up before you had any sort of alleged corruption issues according to the game or Steam, and then it should automatically boot up the game because you have a save file version that is not corrupted. You deleted the corrupted one. The cloud version has now been corrupted. That one's been deleted from the save file. So you should be able to have no issues whatsoever launching in the brand new save version. If you just want to do a manual save, you simply go to the directory, copy and paste it somewhere else. You don't have to delete anything. You don't have to do anything else. You should just continually make copies from whatever it is, that 1444, 6780 or 81 folder. Just continually make copies after, every 5 to 10 hours, and you should be good to go. But if you run into the issue where it keeps giving you that error, chances are you probably need to go through these steps and go ahead and pretty much have that as an option. Now, a lot of people have said they just simply go through the base option where the game says reboot and then it just manually kind of does it. Yeah, sometimes it has worked for a lot of people. Some people have said maybe just turn off the PC, restart it again, let it sort itself out, update Steam or whatever the case is, and then it fixes itself. That has been an ongoing issue as well. But the best solution that people have reported on is to just simply have a manual saved, backed up. This is the way you have access to it, and this is the best solution so far that we have available. So if you happen to still be playing on the PC side of things, or if you're a brand new player because you decided to purchase it on the cheap on Steam throughout the holidays, or if you're a brand new player from the PC Windows side of things, make sure you have at the very least a backed up save data so you don't necessarily have to run through this issue many times, since a lot of people have reported this has been an ongoing problem for quite a long time. I feel like I've made multiple videos on this already. And again, 2023, I'm trying to get Capcom's attention to finally provide a solution for the PC community and stop having save corruption issues. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!